Let me show you guys how to make very good profit with sniper entry. Here we go with a trend, an uptrend. I told you guys from previous lesson, uptrend is when market is breaking the previous highs. Yeah, that's an uptrend. When market is breaking the previous highs, then you now bring your line, GOS line, break of structure line to indicate. It helps you in market knowing the movement of the market. It helps you in knowing the move of market. Break of structure line. Let me type it up. Let me type it. BOS. Okay. So we have also another BOS up there. Let me copy this. We have another BOS here. We have another BOS here. We also have another BOS up here. BOS, break of structure, in case if you don't know what BOS means. Another break of structure here. These break of structures are showing uptrend. If you are in uptrend, it's also showing downtrend when market changes character. If you don't know what I'm saying, go watch the previous video. There you will get the full idea of what I'm saying. Now this is a trend. Let me show you guys how to use SMC to make money. Now we have another block. This is an order block. Order block, the lowest, the previous low of the candlestick before a break of structure. So all these things here are order blocks. Now I take trade sometimes when my order blocks have FVG. If my order blocks have FVG, that's when I will be so confident that market will tap in there and keep the trend going. Then we also have point of entry. I will show you guys point of entry later. Then we also have FVG. I will also show you guys FVG, fair value gap. When to take trade in these trade points. When to take trade in FVG, when to take trade in order blocks, when to take trade in point of entry. Now, like I told you, my order blocks has to have this FVG. Once I see this FVG, I will be confident that markets will still tap in there and continue the trend. Then I will buy from this order block and target the previous high. That's how I trade for order blocks. Then we also have point of entry. Point of entry is last candlestick before the impulsive move. And that point of entry must have FVG. Like I always apply, once I see FVG in them, that was when I believe and I will be aggressive in buying those assets. Now this is a point of entry. My point of entry must have, like I told you, must have FVG. So once a break of structure happens, if you didn't see point of entry, then check FVG. If you didn't see FVG, then use order block, whether that order block has FVG or not. Now see FVG for point of entry. Last candlestick before the impulsive move that caused the break of structure must have an FVG. Let me type it down. FVG. Okay. It must have an FVG. That gives me that big confidence that market will tap in there and move to my direction. So I'll buy there, then target the previous high. So that's for point of entry. Then this is FVG alone. If I only found FVG only, let me take this FVG since I've shown you guys this one. If I only found FVG only while the currency was before the break, that market just sharp move and give me only FVG, then that means currency will still come again, tap inside that FVG and give me my take. Here is point of entry. How to mark point of entry. Like I told you, it's last candlestick before the impulsive move. That's where currency will just come and tap inside that point of entry and move. This is a break of structure. Then I will have the last candlestick here before the impulsive this break, before the impulsive move that comes this break. That's where currency will come and tap, then and push to my direction. So that's quick view for point of entry. So going for the final the remaining break of structure that we have here. Now for this last, let me use other block to explain this one, where currency let me use other block to just explain this one, where currency will come and tap inside my other block, and that other block must have FVG. Where currency will come and tap inside my other block, then push to the next high. So this is 3 key points I use from SMC in order to make really good money from trades. Now here we are on real charts. Let me show you guys the real example of what I have been telling you. As you can see, sorry, I'm using actually a reversal. I'm using a downtrend, but all the lows actually still apply in both trends. Up, downtrend, you are still using the same method, the same analysis. As you can see, these are break of structure down trends, break of structure to the downside. Market is breaking structures to the downside. Now let me show you guys how to enter trade if I'm about to enter, if I'm actually live with this now. As you may know, this is another block, this last candlestick before this down moves. So that's another block. Then but market see currency didn't come and tap to that other block. Instead it tap with point of entry. This is my point of entry. Remember I told you that my point of entry must have an FVG. So if it doesn't have an FVG, I don't consider it as a real point of entry. So this is the FVG. Let me type it out. FVG. Okay. So this is FVG. If I am to enter trade, if I was here when this move happened, I will enter a short sell from that origin. Set my stop loss to be a little bit below the last candlestick, a little bit below this last candlestick here, a little bit below it. Then I will target the previous low, which is this place. That's the previous low. As you can see, you see the real good money I would have printed from this. But if you are aggressive, you can still target a little bit after that origin. You can still target a little bit after it. If you are aggressive, then you still get the real good move, because currency usually tap and go way more further a bit from it. So that's point of entry for this one now. Then for this break, it uses a point of entry too, but this point of entry I wouldn't have entered this trade. Why? Because it doesn't have FVG. It doesn't have a confirmation FVG I need to see in order for me to place a sell. So this is that candlestick, last one before the impulsive move that causes the break of structure, is where I would have buy, but it doesn't have an FVG. So also this one too, I would have also missed this one, because this one doesn't have also FVG for my confirmation. Last candlestick before the impulsive move doesn't have an FVG too for my confirmation. So I will miss them. It's better that I miss it than entering premature trade. So that FVG gives me clear insights that markets must go to that my direction. So these are real typical example. We don't have any other block that market texted here. We don't have other blocks at all that market came and said. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, like the video, share also to also be notified when I drop